or that was fine or whatever, because I can't determine based on what you do to other people. I can only base you on what you're doing to me.
That's right.
And how you treat my parents.
That's right.
Because if you a felon don't mean you can't take care of my parents. A person with no record can harm my parents quicker than a person that's a felon.
Absolutely.
So it really doesn't matter. So I wasn't really interested in her story on what happened. My interest was, how can you help me take care of my parents?
Right.
That was the most that I was worried about. And she did a good job, so that's all that mattered. That got your paper didn't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank you for calling.
Yes,
and I want you to keep watching the Ghetto Gossip Show.
And that's a beautiful color dress you got on.
Thank you so much.
I love that.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
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 She made a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how it happens like that. Ghetto Gossip.
Hello.
Hi. We keep losing her.
Yeah.
But Wendi. Okay.
Yes.
Now you was wrongfully accused as well.
Absolutely. My story is a little different because, I was in North Carolina, corporate America. Mine was discrimination based. And basically, I was a manager for a corporation.
Okay.
And
we're going to pause right there
Pause,
for a moment.
all right.
Ghetto Gossip.
How y'all doing tonight?
Fine. How are you?
Man, I used to buy them people, but I stopped buying them because it could be me in that paper.
Right. That's right. Right.
I wouldn't even put a dog picture in that paper. But I used to go out there and buy them pictures every day, but I said that's a waste of time spending my dollar on that paper, and I could take that dollar and do something else with it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That could be your lottery ticket.
So let me ask you a question. Were you ever wrongfully accused of anything?
Well, no, because I try to stay from there. People that try to accuse me of something. I keep somebody try to accuse me of something. I'm gonna walk away from, because I ain't trying to go to jail for nobody.
I know that's
nobody.
right.
But sometimes you don't have to do anything and still go to jail because they'll still say you did it.
That's right.
You just have a lot of people that's envious and have just a lot of hate because they are bitter inside, and they just want to make you bitter.
Yeah.
And like you say, you got a lot of nosy people out here too.
Exactly. And they will like the lie that's being spreaded versus the truth.
That's right.
Yeah, because that's a saying that just because you don't like nobody and can't get along with nobody, you shouldn't do that to nobody like that. That they need God in their life.
Yes,
Absolutely.
They need somebody in their life. Well, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
You can continue your story.
Okay, well, basically, kind of like the short of the long is, I was accused of assaulting a 6'5", 300-pound white man by poking him in the chest with my index finger. And in the county that I worked in at that particular time, he went and he filed a charge. And when he did this, I actually, I had been removed from the particular, from the job site for my safety at this particular time. But he wanted to take it a step further and say that I assaulted him by poking him in the chest with my finger and causing him to have heart problems. Every time, I choose not to stay stuck in this particular story because, every time I talk about it, it just reminds me of how ridiculous it is. I feel like it, as a black woman, as a double minority, it kind of set us back a few years for me to be being accused by a white man of assaulting him. Now, I feel like if you're going to say that I assaulted you, please at least say that I punched you in the eye or I took a bat to you. But to say that I took this finger, poked you in the chest, and caused you to have heart problems, which is too much. And then on top of that, he had a friend of his, another white man, to corroborate the story. So I fought because I was not going to sit down. I was not going to sit down on that. So I was determined, whatever amount of money it took to clear my name, I was going to do that. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So you end up being found
not guilty. Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So
I fought.
What actually happened to the person that accused you of causing him heart problems with this little finger right here?
he actually disappeared, never showed up to court or anything. And what ended up actually happening is when we went to court, the judge looked at him, looked at me, and was pretty much like, get out. You know, why are y'all in my court? For the most part.
Well, at least he said something.
At least he said it, like,
Because you were at court with me.
yes.
So the judge just
The
did
judge
this.
just closed the. She didn't know what she was
He
supposed
didn't
to
even
do.
say dismiss. He just.
He just closed it.
And then the case was over. So
Yeah, I looked at my lawyer like, "Ho, what's going on? Hold on, what y'all doing? Am I going to
okay,
jail?"
so now you had to pay a lawyer for a stalking charge.
I got lucky. I actually got lucky. I had a good lawyer, John Luxton, and you know, pretty much he looked out for me. So that was a good thing about it. But I still have a record, so I'm gonna have to pay to get it expunged, which I can come back and countersue for slander.
Right.
So if the
You know.
charge was dismissed, they still have it on your record,
It
Yeah.
is. It still shows up.
It says dismissed,
but the
It
charge
says
still
dismissed.
shows up
Yeah.
for what you were.
And it's pretty much up to like if I go apply for a job
Right.
and they pull a background check on me, it's gonna come up. It's gonna show that I have a stalking charge that was dismissed. It's gonna show up because it's still on my record. It's up to them to say, allow you to explain it. I mean, that question is on. It's on the applications now.
Right.
You know.
Well, I know with me being a felon,